Flowkey is an app that will teach you how to play the piano. If you're just a beginner and you're starting from scratch, or you're a more advanced player and you want an app that will just help you brush your chops up a little bit, Flowkey can help you do that. I'm going to cover 4 big things. Firstly, the layout on the tablet, a phone, and your computer, which you can get Flowkey on all these devices. I'll get into the pricing of the app. And then most importantly, number 3, I'll get into how Flowkey actually teaches you how to play piano and how that compares to some of the other learning piano apps. And then finally, I'll get into some of my thoughts and things that I wish Flowkey had that they didn't. Let's start with section 1, which is the layout, design, and features of the app. Flowkey is available on your phone, tablet, and computer, and the app more or less looks exactly the same across all of these devices. So this is what Flowkey looks like in the web browser after you sign up for a free account. And Flowkey is built around searching for songs that you want to play, and this is exactly what it gives you when you sign up. There's new releases, pop hits, very important filters at the top here where you can click intermediate and advanced or pro, and then click off the ones you don't want to see. So let's say we are a beginner and we want to learn Perfect by Ed Sheeran. We would click this song and we can get a preview of what that song actually sounds like before diving into learning it, which is very helpful. And if we want to learn that song because maybe we already know what it sounds like as well, we can just click this orange button and go in to learn the song. And this is what the learning UX looks like when you're trying to learn how to play a song in Flowkey. And we'll get into this section in a little bit. Unfortunately, there are not many other filters besides these circles at the top here and the categories that Flowkey gives you to search for songs. Like they don't have BPM or mood or vibe really, as some of the other learning piano apps do have. So that's an unfortunate thing. They do have search here on the left where you can click search, and if you know the song you want, type it in there and you will get it, hopefully. Then we have My Songs if you've already hearted songs before, and on the left here we have Courses. And this is the other section of Flowkey. Besides actually landing on a song you want to play, or you already have the song you know in mind that you want to play, well, you can go search for that. If Flowkey has it, well, then you can start learning that song. If you want to start learning piano in the more theoretical way, where you actually want to take a class or a course, this is where you will find it here in the courses sections, where you can get an introduction to piano, playing with both hands, intermediate piano playing, mastering chords, improvising with chords. So these are the courses that are available. And if we want to learn, for example, playing scales, we'll click on this course and then you can start actually taking this course here. So that's what the layout and design looks like across these 3 devices. Very simple and easy to find things. Let's get to section 2 now, which is the pricing, and if we want to continue past the free version offered to us. So for example, let's say we want to learn a song that isn't available on the free platform, or we want to begin a course. For example, Apologize by OneRepublic. Let's click on this song and we will unlock with premium. This is where we'll get the pricing page, and here we'll see how much it costs. Regular is $19.99 a month if you only want to be billed on a rolling month. If you want to go a full year, that will reduce the cost to $9.99 a month. Flowkey also has this lifetime option where if you are really sold on Flowkey and you know that you want to be learning piano for the rest of your life, it's a lifetime goal of yours and you're going to keep with it, well, just pay the one-time $329.99 fee and you're set for life. And if you compare that to having a piano teacher on a monthly level, $9.99 a month is significantly less. But piano teachers also give you a lot of dividends as well. So let's table that right now and move on to section 3, where we actually look at how does Flowkey teach you how to play the piano. And let's go over to the left here under My Songs and take a look at Imagine by John Lennon. And I'm going to continue learning this song here. So that's going to open up what the UX looks like when you're learning a song with Flowkey. And this is very typical. You have the piano basically on the top half of the screen, and then you have the sheet music below where you can click and drag the sheet music left to right. So Flowkey doesn't offer any video onboarding. You're really just thrown into this, but it is quite intuitive. Basically, you would start playing the song and the sheet music would move left to right. And you can see the person here is playing the piano as I move the sheet music left to right. There are a couple options that Flowkey offers which are unique. you can highlight whether you would like to only hear the left hand or only hear the right hand, or both. With each left and right hand, you have the option to decrease the amount of speed at a rate of 50% or 75%. I found when you do this, it does start distorting this sound a little bit, and some songs it actually sounds quite bad, where I wanted to just switch the song I was learning, because when I decreased it to about 50% speed, the sound started distorting and it just was really annoying. It wasn't like that for every song though. Besides the decrease in speed for each left and right hand, you have this option, which is wait mode. And wait mode will actually, essentially, if you play the song, it won't continue left to right until you play this note. So it's just stopped, and it's gonna wait till you play that note on your piano. You do also have some options at the top right here where you can show note names, and this is helpful if you don't know the note names. So for example, it now says C here. At the bottom, you can also scroll through the sheet music by clicking and dragging this little scroll here, and you can go to anywhere in the sheet music. If there's a certain section of the song that you want to narrow down, and there's a chunk of the song you want to just focus on, you can do that easily by pressing this button in the middle, and it will basically pull a loop together. If you're looking to start at bar 5 and you really want to focus on bar 5 to bar 8, and you want to take off wait mode, and you want to go for a speed about 75% only using your right hand, then you can take left hand off and play the song. Now we're only going to focus on the right hand here. So one big benefit with that is to learn any song on piano, it is really important to chunk things. You never really want to learn a song by playing it from start to finish all the time. You really want to focus on certain chunks of the song and learn those really well, and then move on to the next chunk of the song. So I found the wait mode a really cool feature that Flowkey did have, and that's a great feature when you're leveraging it also with the chunking feature and focusing on a specific part. Where that could go potentially wrong and steer you in the wrong path is if you're not playing with a metronome. And this is what I really don't like about Flowkey, is it doesn't come with a metronome, and so you can't be playing in time with wait mode unless you're keeping a metronome beside you and timing it with Flowkey. But that would be difficult to do because you'd have to be stopping and starting all the time. So one big disadvantage that Flowkey does is it doesn't have a metronome. You have the ability to play with a MIDI keyboard, for example, and this is what I mostly actually play out of instead of an acoustic piano, is I just plug in a MIDI keyboard, and Flowkey will recognize that, and you can use the built-in piano sounds that Flowkey offers. So you don't need a digital audio workstation like Logic or GarageBand or Pro Tools to actually get the piano sounds offered. You can use the piano sound available in Flowkey. All you have to do is plug the MIDI keyboard in and then go to the top here, and you can see that MIDI is active. This SE49 MIDI 1, that is my MIDI keyboard. If you have a MIDI keyboard and you want to use the piano sounds that you have in Logic Pro, for example, you can just turn this MIDI sound button off and then choose a sound that you like in your digital audio workstation. You can also be using an actual piano or keyboard with a speaker and putting your iPad up on the music stand. All of that is still possible. If you ever get lost in the whole process of learning a song, or you want to see if there is a feature where you actually haven't seen yet or you don't know where it is, you can always go to the top right and click support. This will bring up a chat window where you can ask the support team. Whenever I've had to ask a question in the support chat, I find they do actually get back to you quite quickly. So that's what Flowkey looks like when you're learning how to play a song. Very simple and bare bones, really, which is a good segue into the next section, which is just some things I wish Flowkey had. I already mentioned the first one, which is a metronome and the ability to keep playing in time, especially when you're putting the wait mode thing on. It's important to keep in time, and I think that's a big disadvantage for Flowkey, that they don't have a metronome. Another thing I would like to see with Flowkey is the ability to split audio between left hand and right hand. You can choose here by clicking left hand and right hand on or off, but it doesn't actually split the audio. For example, if I just choose this right hand and press play, I'll still be hearing the left hand audio going on and at the same volume as the right hand. It would be helpful either just to cut that audio out, or you can simply raise one and lower the other. That's what musician does, just so you can understand what the left hand or what the right hand is actually playing. If I'm coming at it from a very beginner's perspective and I don't really know about piano at all and I've never actually touched the piano, I think it would be really beneficial and nice to Flowkey had some video onboarding. So if you're new to piano, you can't really be handheld through any of the process really. It's really choose your own adventure, which is good for some people, not great for others. So if you want to have your hand held throughout the whole process, Flowkey might not be right for you. Maybe something more like Musician, where there's a bit more hand holding. When you sign up to Flowkey, it's really much more choose your adventure, choose the course you want, or choose the songs you want to learn how to play, and then it's up to you from there. So with that said, it's easy to go down the wrong path if you don't know what to choose or you don't know where to start. Even things like your finger placements and where you're actually playing the notes. There are courses for this in Flowkey where they teach you how to do that, but if you never watch those courses and you dive in to start learning songs right away, well, you can start teaching yourself piano the wrong way, and then you'll have to backtrack and then start from scratch again, learning how to play the right way. For example, in other learning apps, they teach you finger placements right at the beginning so you're setting the right foundations. And I would say Flowkey is the right learning app for you if you like this choose your adventure type style learning, or you don't really care and you just want to learn how to play some songs on the piano. Flowkey will get you up and running very quickly, and you can start learning how to play songs on the piano right away with ease. However, if you want to learn the piano in a more linear approach, or you want to have your hand held a bit more, I wouldn't say Flowkey is right for you. And I would take a look at some other piano learning apps like Musician. And I do have a Musician versus Flowkey comparison video. I'll leave that in the link in the description as well. It also really depends on what type of person you are and how much self-discipline you have, because in general, learning how to play the piano is difficult to do. So it's not really up to the apps. One app isn't really going to teach you much better than the other app. It's just one app might be better for you, whether you want to have your hand held or you want to jump into learning songs right away. So in general, I think Flowkey's strengths are really in the latter. It helps you get up and running, you can play songs quickly, and you can always be going back and forth between new songs, and it is backed up with courses, so you can learn more theoretical things if you do want to, but there's no hand-holding. It's a choose your own adventure, and if that's what you like, then I would say Flowkey is right for you. Let me know if you decide to try to learn the piano with Flowkey. Please put a comment below. I'm interested to see what your journey is like with Flowkey, so let me know. I'm a singer-songwriter myself, and I'll post some of my own music in the description below. Please feel free to subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video.